And now to our News4JAX I-Team investigation, evading abduction. We're revealing when and where a child is most likely to be kidnapped, the ages targeted, and mistakes parents don't realize they're making that actually help abductors.
I-Team investigator Jennifer Wass spoke with someone who's all too familiar with the tricks predators use to lure a child away.
This is Callahan Walsh. He and his family lived the nightmare. You may recognize his last name. His 6-year-old brother Adam was kidnapped at a department store in Hollywood, Florida in 1981. Part of the little boy's body was found 2 weeks later. The prime suspect was a man from here in Jacksonville, a convicted serial killer. Since then, Callahan and his father, John Walsh, have dedicated their lives to advocating for children through the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which John founded. They have studied hundreds of attempted abductions and found some haunting similarities.
First, watch what happens to this teenager as she walks along a California sidewalk on her way to school. That man tries to grab her several times. Pensacola, Florida. This 11-year-old girl was waiting for the school bus. A man gets out of a van and chases toward her. Police say he has a knife when he grabs her, trying to drag her into his car. Two gut-wrenching examples of when a child is considered most vulnerable of being kidnapped.
What we see is children are most likely abducted, or there's an attempted abduction, between the hours of 2 and 7 p.m. This is usually when a child is walking to or from school or a school-related activity.
Child advocate Callahan Walsh says weekdays, not weekends, are more common, specifically 7 to 9 a.m. before school, immediately following class from 3 to 4 in the afternoon, and after dinner between 6 and 7 p.m., and that kidnappers are focused on a specific age group.
Most common age we see is between 10 and 14. And 14, that age, that's, 13, 14, that's when kids are really starting to build that independence. They're starting to go out a little bit more on their own.
Walsh says girls are often targeted more than boys. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has created a list of the most common tricks used by would-be kidnappers to lure a child or teen. At the top, one we've heard often, but it continues to work for predators. It's called the offer. When a child is offered something desirable, candy, money, toys, or a ride. It's how the Walshes think Adam was lured into his killer's car with a promise of candy. Another trick, a cute or unusual animal used to get a child to follow or enter a car or home. It's believed 7-year-old Summer Thompson was lured into her killer's home when she stopped to pet Jared Harrell's dog as she walked home from her Orange Park Elementary School October 19, 2009. Another common technique, the emergency trick. Someone fakes an emergency and offers to take the child to another location. Parents, you should also know that you may be making it easier for predators to contact your child without even realizing it. For one, Walsh says do not put your child's name on their backpack. It helps predators single them out, fooling your child into thinking they're not a stranger. And as tempting as it might seem to post these new school year photos on social media, don't do it.
I see parents all the time posting way too much information about their child's schedule, where they go to school, who's their teacher, where they're going to extracurricular activities. We have to understand that putting too much information out there, especially on whether it's in the real world on a backpack or on social media, it allows predators to gain more access to our children, to have them have the understanding of where our children are and when, gives them an advantage if they're trying to abduct a child.
Walsh says never underestimate a would-be kidnapper. This man grabbed a 13-year-old girl inside a crowded Florida store 6 years ago in the middle of the day, dragging her toward the exit. Her mother hung on tight and the man let go. This mother was walking down a sidewalk in New York last year when a man grabbed her 5-year-old, put him in the back of his getaway car, and almost got away had it not been for his mother and other siblings. The teen in California, she pulled away when this man tried to grab her walking to school, and the 11-year-old in Pensacola, she fought too.
It's children who are oftentimes the one who are rescuing themselves in these situations, and that's why we have to tell children, if anybody grabs them, tries to pull them into the car or take them away, to do everything they can to get out of that situation.
Saving themselves from a parent's worst nightmare.
Walsh says 83% of children who escaped and attempted kidnapping fought. It makes a huge difference. Something else, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children does not recommend that you teach a child stranger danger. Most abductions involve someone the child knows. I'm not talking about a relative, but maybe a neighbor, a family friend, someone they've seen before, like in Summer Thompson's murder, and therefore do not consider the person to be a stranger. Instead, be more specific. Create a safe list, for example, of the people your child is only allowed to talk with. Or tell your child he or she must have your permission before they go anywhere with anyone. Jennifer Waugh, Channel 4, the local station.
Right now on news4jax.com, we have the complete list of the most common tricks used to lure children and examples to help you teach your child to beat each of those tricks. Look for a link inside this story on the home page.